Okay, so this is the escape pod. It looks like we're breaking away. Interesting. Shouldn't be able to hear the explosion in space. And I don't think that's supposed to be loose either. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Subnautica with Mags, and it looks like we have a slight problem with fire. This is new. Okay, make sure we've got control. Alright, there we go. I've never seen fire in this game before, so... This is an interesting new mechanic. Fairly easy to deal with, though. Okay, this is...
Greetings, survivor. Great job not dying.
Thank you.
To assist you in further survival in emergency situations, you have been issued this personal data assistant. The interface visible now will organize your inventory, display currently available construction blueprints, and holds other valuable information. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with it.
Looks like they've done some work to the new player experience. Okay, so, back into Season 2 of Subnautica. Now we've started an entirely new save from scratch. Damaged life support systems. They've changed the life support, or the life pod here. Communications relay. Oh, now that's interesting. Medical kit fabricator. Okay then. Storage bin's exactly where it was. We are hungry and we are thirsty. Yep, that works. Take that one. I don't think we should need the fire extinguisher anymore. We've got 2 flares, so we will take the flares. Yeah. So we are back at the start of the game. We've started an entirely new save from scratch because, well, there were a few things that weren't showing up in the previous save because the save was a couple of patches old. So we're going to do this all from scratch. Now I'm going to try and be efficient about this and do it as clean and fast as possible. Now my plan for this particular run was to avoid a lot of the farming, so you wouldn't have to worry about seeing a lot of that. However, being the first episode, I have nothing at the moment, so I'm going to have to do some farming to just simply to set things up. So, key things we need starting out. We need a scanner, so we need a battery, which is... I hope they haven't changed it. We'll have a look. 2 acid mushrooms, 1 copper ore. So that's exactly the same. And we need... that one there. We also need the builder, computer chip and battery. So we need a second piece of copper ore, 4 mushrooms, the computer chip, silver, quartz, and 2 table coral samples. So that's exactly the same. Now we're also going to need 2 new O2 tanks, glass. So that's 2 quartz and 2 titanium. And we are going to need the knife, titanium and silicon rubber, which if I remember correctly, silicon rubber's been changed. It's now creepvine scene clusters. It used to be 2 quartz. Alright, well that means I don't have to share my quartz for anything but glass now, at least, to glass and electronics. Alright, so the problem's going to be at the start we need a piece of silver and the game hasn't given us one to start with, so... oh, that could have been a harsh landing. The escape pod had slammed down here. Be an interesting place to build, though. Hang on a second, this is different. This is very different. It looks like we are further south in the starting zone than we used to be, and this area doesn't look the same as anything I explored in the last playthrough, so it appears they've changed the way the starting area is laid out again. Titanium. quartz. Not really what I needed. I needed copper, but I'll take what I can get at the moment. Grab some. Yeah, we're running out of air already. Alright, we'll just quickly grab what we need to at least get the O2 tanks underway.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
That one. Grab that as well, and we need some wreckage, so I have a little bit more titanium, and then we can get this show on the road. I'm going to have to collect put the wreckage over here. I'm going to have to collect some food at some point as well. I don't have any supplies. Alright, 2 of those. So yeah, basically what I've got to do here at the start is very quickly gain up the primary tools that I'm going to need to be able to survive within the game. The scan is important because if I come across any fragments, I'm going to need to be able to scan them in order to be able to get the technologies that they contain. I'll have to check once I'm back inside, but I'm pretty sure I was reading that everything, power-wise, is now in a fragment. You cannot actually get power as default. So communications relay. Outward communications, sign, aquarium, yep. If you go through here and you have a look, there's no power supply. So I've got to find ways of generating power. Okay. Pardon me. I'm still not entirely recovered. This is why I have been delaying starting this series. I've actually had trouble talking for extended periods of time without going into coughing fits, so I put a bit of a delay on getting this started than I would have liked to, but I should be good enough now to make through a full play session, I think. So, equipment for starters. This gets the O2 tanks underway. These are probably the most important thing that I can build at this point. Although, those fins would be nice too, so some more silicon rubber. Silicon rubber is now...
Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trade is consistent with ongoing degradation of the Aurora dark matter
Creepvine seed cluster X2, so I'm going to need 3.
During collision. Continuing to monitor.
Oh, well, it looks like we're going... At least we're not too far away from the Creepvine forest. God, the new lighting effects are pretty. I mean, look at this. Oh, and there's one of my friends down there. I don't want to stay in here too long, because it looks like the sun is going down and things become very short term. Is that an escape pod down there? I think that is an escape pod down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, I need 6. Come on, give me one more. Come on, there we go, 6. I want you as well. I don't want to hang around here for too long. Although that is really tempting to explore. Oh, we got the silver ore nice and easy. That's great. The problem is I need the copper still. Well, that's
Warning,
one of those
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Right, swim, 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 swim. Oh, and I'm carrying a lot of weight too. 15. Swim faster. Swim faster. Come on.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
What have we got on me at the moment? Lots. I've got lots on me. God, it gets dark fast. But I've got these flares. I'm actually going to use the flares this time. I normally don't get them because of what you've got to
New creature discovered.
Harvest in order to be able to get your hands on them. Cook up this hoverfish. Silicon rubber, we want 3. Personal tools. Okay, so the survival knife is probably the most important thing we can make at the moment. We definitely need that, and we need the fins. We can't gather the bits and pieces we need for the computer chip without the survival knife. We'll eat that. Put that at 1. Put the flare at 2. That flare at 3. Fins are already in place. Oxygen tanks are already on the back. Everything else I will just store to make myself light. Wrong button. Alright, now we need copper. Alright. Whoa, no, I didn't want to throw it. Okay. There. Thank you. For some reason when you activate the flares, regularly it'll just toss it when you just want to activate it and hold it. It's little whale thingies. I'm actually going to go through and scan everything with you guys, so we'll be able to find out the names of every creature in the game, what they actually do, and see if we can work out how some of these things are supposed to work. Now, if you're wondering why I'm going into the creepvine forest to look for copper, it's because just looking around, the starting zone doesn't seem to have a lot of... I haven't seen any outcroppings on that little swim around that I did. I've seen this before. Oh, Jesus.
Warning, 30
Go away.
seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, they're bloody everywhere. Yeah, regularly the starting zones cannot actually have huge amounts of sandstone or anything like that in it, which is what the copper is contained within. I don't want to explore the caves yet, because the caves are full of things that explode. So the most likely spot to go to actually find what I'm after is the edges of the kelp forest. But unfortunately I'm doing it at night time. I don't want to wait for daytime, it'll take too long. And that means I've got to deal with the predators. Alright. We will need the salt though, which they've changed the look of, by the way, if you have a look at it. Actually, while we're here, we'll grab these as well, because we're going to need at least 4 acid mushrooms. Oh, Jesus. Piss off, you bastard. Don't make me cut you. Actually, just looking around here, it looks like they may have made metal materials and deposits just rarer in general. Oh, if it's not one, it's the other. Come here. Where'd you go? I think I got his attention, he ran then.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen
Right when I find
remaining.
a deposit. Right, get in the deposit first and then I'll swim for the top. Gold. And I get gold straight away, that figures. And I get attacked as I'm swimming to the surface.
Emergency, 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
That is cheeky. Where are you? Actually, I don't need the flare anymore. Come here. Come here, you. Where'd you go? Yeah, you better run. Bastard. Okay, anyways, back to what I was doing. So I might leave this out. 42% health, I'm still fine. Alright. I'm going to play this slightly more aggressively. As you can tell, if something comes at me, I'm going to do my best to try and kill it and get rid of it. And that is exactly what I'm after. 3 deposits on the edge for rock. So, titanium, not what I want. Copper. Okay, I need 1 more copper. Come on. Silver. Great. Although, the silver will be useful later. The titanium I can find in any other way. It's the copper that I need at the moment, because I can't make the batteries without it. Another piece of salt. I'll take the salt, because I need it.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Get back here.
Emergency, 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Rude bastard. Well, it looks at this point like I am actually going to have to swim back. Got at least enough for 1 battery so I can set up a scanner. We're gonna need more, come on. There's gonna be a deposit here somewhere. Looks like copper's gonna be my thing to find this one. Which is funny considering how much of it I had last save. Hey, it does do what I thought it would. Looks like the fabricator just continually makes health kits. That's actually really useful. It looks like they may have actually increased the usefulness of staying at the pod early on, which is nice. Alright, so we make 1 battery. With the titanium I've got, that will be my scanner, I reckon. Take 1 extra piece. Put the salt in there for the moment. Make the scanner. The scanner is important because it can help me figure out exactly what some of the stuff that I don't know about, some of the new stuff they've put in, will actually do in the game. Let's check this one out. Scan this pepper. Or peeper. Quit dodging my scanner. I'm gonna put you in a fish tank if you don't watch it. Alright. Middle salvage. We'll scan that because we're here. Quartz will have a scan on it. So we'll scan... No, quartz won't have a scan on it. Oh, that's alright. Back down we go again. Now we need to find... We need 1 more piece of quartz. And then I can start collecting... Well, I'll collect the parts that I need for the circuitry on the way back. I'm not spending a huge amount of time exploring at the moment. I just need these bits and pieces so I can make these components and actually start building and getting this show on the road. So, there's a deposit. Come on. Copper ore. Alright, that's all we need. We'll grab that metal salvage while we're at it. Gary fish. I'm going to eat you later. Alright, what are these things and what can I use them for?
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I know those are going to... Every time you go near them, they basically fart those things out. Create a gas cloud that can really do you some injuries. But I want to know if I can use them for anything.
Caution. Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may cause a quantum detonation. Calculating risk assessment. Death by malnourishment, 7%. By physical injury, 11%.
Go.
By exposure to radioactive crash site materials, 90%. If the drive core is breached, probability of death increases to 65%.
Yeah, never tell me the odds. Alright, these are new. Blue palms. I've never seen them before. The acid mushrooms, I know exactly what they're for. And withering weed. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of new things. So I'll have to do some reading when I get back to find out what these new parts are. Now, scan the air sac first. and the boomerang. Come here. Alright. And we want to grab that one as well. Right, that'll do for the moment. Right, what do we need now? We need that.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen
2.
remaining.
Forever running out of air at the moment. That's right, I'll just get in straight into the escape pod and be done with
it. New creature discovered.
Okay, so we need, for starters, get the titanium out of the wreckage. Don't know how many pieces of that I got, only one from the looks. Copper wire, battery, we'll definitely need the battery. Silver ore is over here, so we grab one of the silver ore. While we're at it, we grab the salt. We cook the Gary fish. Turn the air sacs into bottles of filtered water. And then we want basic material. What did I do that for? Why do you think I... No, that's alright. We're good. Except I just ruined my ability to salt the other 2 boomerangs. That's alright. I'll salt one of them in and store it. God, I'm an idiot. Alright, we'll copper, put the titanium and the gold aside. The cured boomerang we put in storage, and we eat those 2 and drink those 2, and that gets us pretty healthy. And another med kit. I like this machine. Alright, so now we can go through and... Habitat builder. Thermometer only requires a computer chip. So we'll do that too. We'll go straight down here. 1, 2. We take 2 of those. Sorry, I just realised we've picked up 2 pieces of silver ore. So if I use both of these pieces of silver ore... Oh, I need quartz. Oops. Did I have any quartz in storage? No, I didn't. I already turned it to glass. That's fine. We'll put the magnesium aside. And quickly just shoot down and grab a piece of quartz. There's a piece just down here. Back to the surface. Actually, while we're at it, we'll also grab 2 mushrooms. Building all of the pieces of tech that I need straight away. Should be everything I need to make a computer chip. Which allows me to go through and build a thermometer. Which will plug straight into my HUD, giving me a temperature gauge down here, which is excellent and very useful. Now, tools, flashlight wants battery and glass, which I have a piece of copper and a piece of glass, and I've collected the 2 acid mushrooms, so then I go through here, make the battery, and tools, make the flashlight. Alright. So I now have the builder, the knife, the flare, flashlights, scanners, pretty much everything that I could need. That was less painful than I thought it would be. Now I can actually do some exploring. Now... Did that flare just go straight through the sand? Okay, it looks like the flare just travelled straight through the terrain. Alright, so with all the basic tools gathered, now the key that we need to pull off rather quickly is gathering all of the bits and pieces of materials that we need so we can actually start building a base. And we've got to start looking for some fragments as well. So we're going to have to start swimming a little wider than we have been. How am I going for? What am I carrying? I'm not carrying a huge amount, so that's okay. Grab some more salt. So I need to cure and store some food just for supply purposes. Yeah, we've got some funny glitches with those flares. They don't seem to burn out and they seem to clip through the terrain. This is where I dropped the other one last night and it still seems to be burning. Yeah, be smart, stay the hell away from me. Air sacs. Where'd you go? Come here. Alright, that's one. Running out of air at the moment. I wonder if there's a... There is.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
It just happens to be right over a couple of predators. It's alright, we'll get over here. And... one. One, two, three. I don't want to go back to the surface again. What the hell are these things doing? Besides apparently fighting to the death. Bam, we have to go back to the surface to get a full thing of air. I've never seen them fight like that before. Alright, so the next thing I'm looking for down here is obviously the fragments themselves. Now the fragments are what I scan in order to find new blueprints. I need something with a power generator. I need solar panels, I need bioelectric generators, anything really, I'll take anything. Not interested in the thermal plant anymore, funnily enough. One, the components for it are really expensive, and since they've changed the map around, I'm not entirely sure where to build, but my original plan was to actually build a base in the starting area this time, not far from the surface thermal vent that I found. Oh, you dirty little... I'm really getting sick and tired of your crap. As I was saying, was looking to try and build near that thermal vent that I spotted on the last playthrough, but it appears, since they've changed the terrain, that it's not actually there. Unless it's much further to the north, but I'm not entirely sure I want to swim that far up. Back to the surface. Oh, we've got the full moon out, the large one, if it's actually a moon. I actually think that's the planet Subnautica is supposed to be orbiting, but that's just my take on it. Alright, fragments. Now, you generally don't get many fragments in the starting zone. So once again, being out here on the edge or in the middle of the creepvine forest, a higher chance of actually finding something that might be of use. Higher chance of getting attacked by those by the predators and almost killed, of course, but you know, where would be the fun without a challenge? Ah, you little mongrel, dirty. Big mistake. Where'd you go? Where did you go?
Warning, local radiation readings exhibit characteristics consistent with total degradation of the Aurora's dark matter core. A quantum detonation will occur with a probability of 85.5%.
Come here.
Advise observing a 1 kilometer safety range.
Out of there.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
God, I hate those things. Biggest issue, I can't hold the knife and the torch at the same time. I've got to pick one.
Emergency, 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, I'm not going to find anything like this. Right, back to base it is. See if I can get another one of those free health kits. Which is back over this way. And turn the resources that I have got at the moment into something that I can build with. It looks like I'm going to have to build a base on the edge of the creepvine forest. There's not really much in the way of resources through the starting zone, I've noticed already. Right, where is it? I like that change. Unlimited health kits in the escape pod. Make water out of the air sac that I picked up. Glass. Another magnesium. No, we don't want another one of those. In fact, we'll put the salt away. Pick up the titanium. That gets the stomach underway and under. The Aurora is not far away from blowing up at this point, actually. Alright, so we'll just build down here. Since we seem to have an unlimited flare burning down here at the moment, this might be the right place to actually start building the base. Maybe drop it here and then I can tunnel through. This won't be my main base, this will be just the base for down here. Alright, I can do this. And a foundation for starters. Just got to give it a second to load up. Oh, there we go. Nope. There we go. Okay. I've noticed the building can be a little laggy from time to time, especially when you first start
30
up.
seconds of oxygen remaining.
That was in place the last patch as well. Build that right about there. I am going to have to go to the surface right away.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Yeah. And back down we go. Now this time we want to go with a multi-purpose room, which I probably shouldn't have brought the template up for until I was actually down at the platform that I'm going to build it on. Yeah, we'll build it there. So it cuts into the rock. It should automatically terraform a chunk of that rock out of the way. And we need a door, which we'll put there. That's alright. We don't have enough for glass, but that's okay. That's the start of a base. We can quickly jump in. Oh no, hang on. Put that away.
Welcome aboard.
We can jump inside of if we need to. There's no power down here, so my oxygen regen is going to be horribly low, but it's a start. And after building it, it looks like the red light disappeared, but that's okay. See, I'm going to try and start building a single layer base through the forest there that I can use as a gathering point. What else will we need? We need more quartz for starters, and I need to start exploring more. So I've got a spot that I can run to now at least. I am going to need a beacon. What is this over here? It's a creature egg. I need to build a tank before I can start putting stuff like that in. Where the hell did you come from? And another creature egg. What's the outcrop? Copper, we'll take that. Bloody stalkers, bugger off. Ah, this is the escape pod that I spotted before.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
It appears that nothing in here is usable. It looks like it's just completely destroyed. I can't even... No, I can't even pull it apart.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core.
I'm not sure
the
how to make the
central
surface
dark matter
here.
reactor will reach a supercritical state.
Come on, make the surface.
10, 9, 8.
Oh, that was
7,
close.
6, 5, 4.
I think she's gonna blow up. And the Geiger counter losing its absolute mind. Well, there we have it. We have gone through and managed to start a construction of a base. We've got all the basic materials to start the game with. So at this point, I think we'll call it a day. The next video, I'll be searching around for the components that I need for the Seamoth, as well as the fragments to actually build some kind of power generating facility at the base. We'll expand the base out a little bit. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Dive smart, dive safe, and I'll catch you next time.